With rumours of a new Battlestar Galactica film and possibly a series coming out, we decided to take a look at the 2004 reboot and try to understand why it did so well and how it might be a hard act to follow. It's hard to shine when you're in the shadow of the likes of Star Wars and Star Trek. It's hard to create decent VFX for a TV series that is as tight on a budget as it is on time, and it's hard to be good when you're a reboot of a series that was so iconic, even if it was, to put it nicely, a little bit cheesy. Incredibly, the 2004 Battlestar Galactica managed all of these things, and the way it managed to do this was pretty fracking incredible too. And if you want to learn how to make fracking incredible VFX but are unsure how to use the software available, then you need to check out our free trial of Skillshare available today. If the VFX industry is your goal, then Skillshare is the first step in the right direction, but more about that at the end of the video. Even though the series was a reboot, the director and producers didn't want to completely redo everything, but they wanted to make it darker and more complex. They weren't trying to make the reboot superior to its predecessor, but attempting to correct the errors that were made in the original and overcome some of the hurdles that hindered them. One of these hurdles were the VFX. The original series had a surprising amount of VFX shots for its time. In fact, it had almost as many as the reboot. But as it happens more often than not with a lot of VFX action shots, they were disjointed. First, there would be a shot where a VFX event happens, then a shot of the actors responding, then back to a VFX shot, very clipped and unintegrated. If the editor wanted the VFX shot to be longer to build tension or for better flow or whatever reason, they had to do it with the VFX shots they had, reusing the same shot, repurposing, reversing or flipping the shot to make the scene longer. For the reboot, the VFX team came up with a method that allowed the director and the editor to actually design the VFX sequences before they filmed the principal photography. To achieve this, they had a full-time programmer pre-visualizing the battle scenes. The director and editor could then adjust the sequence as they felt fit, so by the time they came to shoot the actors in their cockpits, the editor had a full 3D low-resolution render of the VFX sequence. The actors could watch this sequence and know exactly what was about to happen. They could fully understand everything that was going on in the scene and exactly how long it was going to last. This meant they could react more naturally to what they were seeing, and therefore the VFX sequence sits perfectly within the scene. This method made the action scenes easier for the audience to understand, which in turn allowed the filmmakers to produce longer continuous battle sequences. Like, for example, the final battle sequence, which at over 8 minutes long was the longest continuous battle sequence ever done for television, until Game of Thrones and the Battle of Winterfell, that is. TV shows are generally done on very tight budgets, and without breaking the bank, things needed to be streamlined. One of the ways they did this on Battlestar Galactica was to greatly reduce the time spent on match moving. Match moving is used to track the movement of the camera shooting the live action plates so that a virtual camera can reproduce the exact same movement in our 3D environment. Doing this ensures that when we composite our 3D animated events to the live action plate, the motion and perspective of the shots will be exactly the same. Instead of using tracking markers or manually tracking, they used an automated motion tracker that could read the film footage and work out the 3D space it originally portrayed. It could then supply enough data so that a 3D CG model could be integrated seamlessly into the shot. Using this method also made it easier for the VFX to be consistent with the show's documentary style of camera movement. Another way they saved time was to streamline the artistic process. In general, when creating a 3D asset like a spaceship, the art department will first draw up some 2D concept artwork that the 3D modelers will then attempt to build digitally in 3D. However, a 2D drawing doesn't translate into a 3D model as easily as you may think, and so quite a lot of time is spent going back and forth from the art department to VFX to get it right. In Battlestar Galactica, the bulk of the exterior design was carried out by the VFX team, whilst the art department concentrated on the interiors. By working closely together, they ensured that the dimensions and style of both interior and exterior meshed. But by undertaking the majority of exterior design, the VFX team was able to create their initial concept art directly in 3D, thus cutting out the toing and froing between the two departments. During post-production, the director sat down with the animators and, in the same way he did on set, directed the action on the VFX sequence. The editor also sat with the VFX team to fine-tune the cuts and make things smoother. By doing this, they removed all the guesswork. The director got the exact look he wanted and the editor got the exact feel and timing that he wanted. This communication and flexibility between departments led to Battlestar Galactica having visual effects that was leagues ahead of any other TV series of its time, which also led to it being the first show to win 2 consecutive Emmys for special visual effects, and effectively led to a change in the way TV series producers would view and use VFX in the future. If your VFX are far from being perfect, then you could totally make use of our free 1-month trial of Skillshare. Just be one of the first 1,000 people to click the link in the video description, and you'll instantly discover thousands of interactive classes teaching you how to use the tools required by any industry VFX house. I took a class with Edward Boateng, who showed me how to auto-rig a character in Houdini using just poses. I didn't even know this was possible, and saved me so much time in one of my other side projects. Skillshare is not only a 3D animator's paradise. From After Effects to Mocha, Nuke, Photoshop, DaVinci Resolve, they're all there. You too will be surprised at what you can learn today on Skillshare, so click the link and give it a free trial right now. Please give us a like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget the links to the music used in this video are in the video description, and be sure to let us know in the comment section which movie VFX you'd like to see behind next.